Good day and welcome back to iTraveler's Life Abroad. I'm Mike and my wife Louise and I are approaching 4 years of residency in Cuenca, Ecuador. One of our most watched YouTube videos was that of cost of living. So today we're going to revisit what it costs to live in Cuenca in 2026. The website numbeo.com is a great resource to compare cost of living expenses worldwide. I've made mention of this website in several of our videos, and it still rings true today, as the prices are community fed by area residents. Overall, according to Numbeo, Cuenca ranks among the lowest cost of living cities in the world and is only surpassed by select cities in China, Egypt, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nepal, Vietnam, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda. As Ecuador employs the US dollar, comparing Cuenca is even easier for our followers, but you can use whatever currency you choose on the Numbeo website. This week I was at a local mega grocery store which has a broader offering of imported North American and world source products. Now, you can quite easily find lower priced items at other retailers. However, for the sake of simplicity, I'll show you product prices from only this one retailer. As a TLDR, or too long don't read, Cuenca, Ecuador is 53.5% less expensive than Toronto, Canada, with its rental cost at 72% lower than this Canadian city. Food costs are also 50% lower. In comparison to New York City, Cuenca is 69% less expensive and rental costs are 90% lower. Food costs are 64% lower. Now, understand that whatever has to be plugged in is going to cost you much more in Ecuador, as they're imported from abroad and have high import duties. So, computers, smartphones, TVs are higher priced in comparison to what you'd pay in North America. Same goes for name brands and other categories such as tools, small and large appliances. You'll find more reasonable prices in products from China, as Ecuador has a free trade agreement with China, so there's no import duties, or very low ones, and the products are reasonably priced. Also, Ecuador manufactures its own small and large appliances in Cuenca under the name Indurama, so you'll find these to be reasonably priced. Ecuador has excellent craftspersons if you're looking for furniture. They have their own furniture manufacturers as well. So whether you decide to buy manufactured or custom crafted furniture, you'll find the quality to be just as good as you'd find in North America. Let's have a look at the pricing we found in Cuenca during this week's visit. And this is a 12 can of their local beer, and it's $10 on sale. This is a club, but it's in bottles, so that's 6 bottles for $5.90. And then they got their club, and this is a 6-pack for $5.50. And then they have their own brand of Pilsner. Again, that's a 6-pack for $4.50 on sale. So we're here in the wine section to compare some prices, but it's very difficult to compare. But these are Chilean wines rather, and they go anywhere from $7 to $20, but it depends on the quality of the wine. Look at this basic entry-level bottle, $3.99. That's a Chilean. Another Merlot, $3.99. But if you're looking for name brands, we've got Italian and Argentinian wines here, as well as Spanish, Portuguese, and French, and some German. But you see a Bordeaux here, a 2022 Bordeaux will cost you $18. Got some at, basically $18, $17. Sauvignon for $10. Coca-Cola, that's a 2-liter bottle, and that's $1.98. And a 1-liter bottle is $1.40. And your Pepsi here is on sale today, a 2-liter for 86 cents. And again on sale for a 1-liter at 44 cents. Here's a package of Doritos chips, $3.52, and that's a 370 grams, so under a pound. $3.52. Then you got taco chips, $2.67 for 285 grams. Chips, $3.31, and that's half pound. This is where you're gonna pay a bit more. These are Pringles chips, so they're $3.18 for the 124 gram container, which isn't very large. Larger containers, $4.25. That's 5.5 ounce or 158 grams, $4.25. So anything imported from North America, brands like that are going to be more. Okay, so here we have peeled and deveined shrimp at $6.16 a package. That's a 1 pound bag. Down below there, you have a fillet of salmon, and it's $22.69 a kilo or $11 a pound. And then you got tilapia fillets are $6.81. That looks to be 430 grams. So that's a package of mixed vegetables, $1.82, and that's 1 pound, just over a pound. You got some cut fries. A pound is $2.74. These are Ecuadorian brand ketchups, $1.05, and that's for 1,000 grams or a kilo. You got Hunt's. See, here's the issue: you're gonna pay imported brands, Hunt's, and that's a pound ketchup for $7.70. So here's a Fused tea, an iced tea. It's $1.08, and that's a Coca-Cola company. That's 1 liter container. Then you have your Powerades, $1.05, and that's also a 1 liter container. And these are flavored mineral waters, and you have orange and grapefruit is another flavor. They're 70 cents, half liter size, I believe. Yeah. The toothpaste section, $3 for Colgate White with activated charcoal. Your Sensodynes are going to cost you a fortune. They're $10 each. Colgate Sensitive, $9. Here's Oral-B Extra White with baking soda, $5.35. Colgate Total, though, is $2.59. Looking at toilet paper, there's a family pack here, 18 rolls. And those are the large rolls. There's a liquid detergent here. It's $9 for a 3 liter. It's called Cyclone, which is like a Tide, but it's an Ecuadorian brand. You can also get it in this format here for $7, just the bag, but you're gonna pay through the nose. Here's Tide OxyBoost, $30. Sorry, 55 fluid ounces on a Tide Downy, $24.15. Hot dog buns, so you got 12 for $2.95. Hamburger buns, you've got 12 for $3.25. Basic white bread, $1.70 a loaf. And this is an artisan white loaf, but that is sourdough, and that's $2.20. And then you got your whole wheats over here, extra protein, $2.57. $2.43. There's a 2 pound rice. It's $1.04. And down below we have a 4 pound rice for $2.20. Okay, here we got carrots, 43 cents a kilo. Just an iceberg lettuce, 64 cents. We got cucumbers, 47 cents a kilo. We got a Crespa lettuce for $1.02. This is another one for 56 cents. Apples are $2.64 per kilo. Another variety, $4 a kilo. Peaches, $6.36 a kilo. You got limes are $1.71 a kilo. There's some celery, 74 cents, but these are all pre-packaged. You're gonna pay more. These are orange juice. They're on sale for $7.22, and that's for 2.5 liters. And then you got your Greek yogurt, variety Greek yogurts here, $3.14 for 400 gram tub. Naturals are $4.87 on this Zeus brand. So here's a dozen eggs, are $2.68 for large. And if you want 30 eggs, it's $6.67. Again, for large eggs. We go over here, we got a grated Parmesan, Kraft Parmesan grated is $5.73. And you got a local Gouda, which doesn't taste too much like Gouda, but it's $5.37. And then you got your oat milks and soya milks. Oat milk is $1.76, and these are all 946 milliliter containers. These are navel oranges at $3.36 for a kilo. So that'd be $1.60 a pound. Here's a Johnny Walker. There's a 12-year Scotch, and that's $72.24. There's a Buchanan's Master Scotch Whiskey, $62.93. And here's an original Bailey's, $21.29. And that's just a 3/4 liter Bailey's. Here's a Tanqueray's London Dry Gin, and that looks to be a 3/4 liter. That's $32.72, tax included. London Beefeater, same size, 3/4 liter. London Dry Gin, $30.62. Smirnoff, same size, 3/4 liter. Actually, 700 milliliters, $15.89. Sky Vodka here is $15.74. Bacardi White Rum is on sale, $11.32. Here's a Cuban Flor de Cana at $20.47. And this is an Ecuadorian brand. This is a 7-year-old rum called Abuelo, grandfather, and that's $21.22. Here's an imported Jack Daniels, number 7, Tennessee whiskey, $61.59, tax included. The Walker Red Label, $22.26. Again, that's 3/4 liter. Here's a 13-piece aluminum non-stick pan and pot set, and it's $76.91. It's on sale. La Tramontina brand. It's made in Brazil. 5-year warranty on those. And this is a pressure cooker, $38.26, tax included always. And these are just your rectangular glass, like a Pyrex, but it's a Marinex is the name, and that's $7.04. That's a fairly large size there. That's a 3.1 quart. Up here is a hair straightener, a Remington. Looks to be a corded one. It's $104.77. Mind you, these are tax included for a Remington. Same with the blow dryers. You got them from $90.94 to $100.28. Again, tax included. That's a 15% tax that's built in to that price. There's a men's shaver or trimmer kit. That's $20. Remington shavers, $30. And here's another Remington shaver. Is $72.76, tax included. And here is a basic blender, $45. And another one, Black & Decker, and that one will be $75 for a Black & Decker blender. So here's a Black & Decker 12-cup coffee maker with a stainless steel carafe, and that's basically $99 there. And if you want 12-cup but not carafe, you're looking at about $51. Kettle is $26. Microwave, a small microwave, Electrolux, $130. Small one, Endurorama, is $103. Those are the ones that are made here in Ecuador. So let's look at some numbers according to Numbeo. The basic utilities of electricity, water, trash pickup for about a 900 square foot apartment will run you $4 to $40 per month. Remembering that there's no need for heating nor cooling, although some folks may use a small space heater for the months of August and a room fan for the months of January and February. Rents vary, but according to Numbeo, a one-bedroom apartment in the city center averages $470 per month. Outside the city center, it's $366 per month. while a 3-bedroom in the city center averages $675 a month, and outside the city center about $555 a month. A mobile phone plan will be approximately $12 to $20 per month depending on your data needs, while home internet is approximately $27 per month for 450 megabyte per second upload and download speeds. On the topic of dining out, according to Numbeo, an inexpensive restaurant meal for one person is $3.50. A meal for two in a mid-range restaurant without drinks is $30, and a combo meal at McDonald's can be had for $8. Bottled water goes for 66 cents, a soft drink is 75 cents, and a regular size cappuccino is $2.50. So I'm just at a takeout food pavilion here at the mall, and this is a grilled meats. Plates are basically $5.50 to $13 depending on how much meat you have. The $13 one has got pork, chicken, and beef, and you get sausages as well with a side of rice. I just ordered 2 eggs, steak, potatoes, and rice for $8. So that's very affordable eating. Can't beat that. I don't know. Here's my hand for size reference. This was $9.50 with the drink. And there's the meat, fries, 2 eggs, and bowl of rice. Again, $9.50. That's a lot of food. Hopefully we were able to provide you an idea of prices here in Cuenca, Ecuador. Inflation is relatively low in comparison to North America at around 2%. Regretfully, we're unable to provide you details on health insurance, as this is an area which varies depending on coverage and deductibles. However, rest assured, it's a fraction of what is paid in the USA. We encourage you to check out the Numbeo.com website to make your own price comparisons to where you currently reside and assess if Cuenca or Ecuador are suitable to meet your desired budget. Thank you for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing as we endeavor to share with you our living adventures here in Cuenca, Ecuador. Until next time, hasta luego.